Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. As you guys know, I'm one of your hosts on this great show, MattyBets, joined by my partner in crime over there, BigAL Bettor. How we doing, Big Al?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Matt, I'm doing so good. We've had a great day of Sunday games. Now we're jumping into this prime time matchup. I'm pretty hyped for it.
Nice, love that. Yeah, today we're talking about Sunday Night Football. We got a great game. We got Bills at Ravens. Bills been on a heater. Ravens have been, more or less good? Is that a better way of
I
putting it?
mean,
More or less
Ravens,
good?
they tough start to the season, but tough teams to play. They turned it around against the Cowboys. It feels like they're kind of back to the way they like to do it: run the ball, run the rock, then use play action and get some big plays down the field. So it should be a good game. The Bills also, though, have been just rolling. They've been just destroying people. So this is going to be one of the first teams they've had to play that's actually capable of playing to their level. They obviously played the Dolphins. Tua got hurt, and then last week they played the Jags, and the Jags didn't look good at all. So this should be an actual challenge for Josh Allen and the Bills. And if they can come out and make a dominant performance, then the Bills are going to be a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is kind of like, hey, you want to stamp your number one all over the league? Like, hey, we're just waiting to play the Chiefs in the champs game. Like, this is it.
Right.
Like, if the champs want to go
Right.
all the way, if the Chiefs want to go all the way back to the Super Bowl again, they got to go through us, and we're not taking the gloves off for anybody. So, uh,
Right.
yeah, I love the matchup. I think it's going to be a really close game, really good game, high scoring, hopefully. I do like the over 46.5. I do like both teams' defenses, but we also know what the offenses are capable of. So I do like it to be an over game, and spreads at 2.5. What are you feeling about the spread there?
Yep. So I'm with you on the over. I do think game. The Ravens have scored in the mid-20s in every single game.
Okay.
And we know what the Bills have done the last 2 weeks and last 3 weeks. Like in the Arizona game, they ended up getting to 30 to win that game, and the other 2 weeks they've been, I believe, also over 30. So this has the marks of a over game. I like the Bills plus 2.5, not because I don't like the Ravens, because personally I think the Ravens are great and I love them, but I can't take the Ravens minus 2.5 when we've seen what the Bills have done the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I like the Bills there at plus 2.5, which sucks because we're both on the over. We're both on the Bills. That's not usually a good sign for good things to come, but with our track record at least. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a point in the year where you can bet against the Bills. Like
It
the
feels like a
Bills,
trap by the book, honestly,
yeah,
to give the Ravens minus 2.5. But the only thing I can think of that makes sense is like they saw what the Ravens did to the Cowboys last week, and they're like, okay, the Ravens finally they're back. They're not still they're actually going to be the Ravens of midseason last year. And if that's the case, then this game's going to be a lot closer than we think. But the Bills have looked awesome this year, so I have to go plus 2. If you're going to give me points on a team that's looked the most dominant of any team we've watched, I have to take it.
yeah, for sure. I agree with that, 100%. Jumping to our head to head, I'll go first
Yep.
this week. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on you if
Okay.
you want to go somewhere else. I'm going with the over.
Okay.
Yeah, see, yeah, and you're probably. I'm guessing you're gonna do the same.
Yeah, I'm on the over as well.
Okay. In my
Like I said,
opinion, the head to head, like it's the safer of the two bets.
and that's exactly why I took it. Like I said, I'm gonna take the plus 2.5 because it makes sense to do it, and the Bills have been dominant, so it doesn't make sense to not take it. But I don't love it enough to where I'm gonna take that over the over
Hmm. Exactly, the over is
in
gonna
our head
happen.
to head,
Yeah,
where we're tracking that for the whole season. And I'm trying to get my edge back.
yeah, for sure. All right,
You know
well,
what I mean?
next part of this video is jumping into our 4 pick parlay, which we have both hit 2 this year. We're trying to increase that and get that to. I don't even know what we're really
Absolutely.
trying to get it up to. I mean, there's what 3 every week. This week there's 4. Last week there was 4. I mean, we want to get it up to
We're
double
trying
digits
to
for sure.
be we're trying to be positive.
Yeah, that's the goal here, and we got a lot of
Win
making up to
more
do
than we
because
lose. That's
we've
the
only
goal.
hit 2. This is the start of week 4, so you can do some simple math there. We've had 9 opportunities, technically 10 because of last week, and we've only hit 2. So a lot more work on our parts to do. But with that being said, I'll jump into my 4-pick parlay. I love it this week. I think I'm gonna hit another one. Uh, we're gonna
Okay.
start off Josh Allen over 232.5 yards through the air.
How
I
many?
love it. 232.5. It's what his line set at. I'm taking
Okay.
him. I'm taking it at his line minus 114. Next, we're going James Cook rushing and receiving. If you guys remember, Monday, right? Monday, yeah, I think it was Monday that the Bills played. I took James Cook over on rushing and receiving yards. Guess what? That line was set at 80. This one's a 75.5 because they're playing against the Ravens. Give me it. Give me the same thing for James Cook. He's a dog. He's the guy over there. Rushing and receiving gives him. He's the dual threat running back that you'd love to see for fantasy. You'd love to see for betting. Love that at 75.5. James Cook, we're taking him again. Anytime touchdown. Hit for us last week. It's gonna hit again. We're just following the trend here of just take Bills players. But we have so many weapons on the other side of the ball, so we can't just go all 4 Bills this week like we did last week because the Ravens are going to score. They're going to do some things. We're taking the big man behind them, Derrick Henry, 80-plus rushing and receiving. I think Derrick Henry will have a bigger workload than James Cook will on the ground for sure. He doesn't really catch the ball too much, but I like just the little insurance. It lowered the payout a little bit, but I like the insurance just in case he
Okay.
does get a catch in the open field. That's almost guaranteed for Derrick Henry to be 10 yards. So I like that. This little
Okay.
safety net there. It's a minus 115. Total parlay pays out plus 990. And there we go. There's another 4-pick parlay hit and signed, sealed, and delivered, and we're working our way up to being positive.
I don't hate the parlay. Like I've told the viewers and I've told you, the only thing I don't plays, and it's not to say they don't hit because you've hit 2, I've hit 2. It's just the anytime touchdowns are so hit or miss that it can screw a parlay. So
They can't.
that's the only
Not if
thing I
you're
don't like. But
taking like the
I like James
favorites.
Cook for the 75.5. Josh Allen's going to do his thing. Derrick Henry 80+. That feels gettable. I mean, he just had 150 against the Dallas Cowboys. So, all right, I'll jump into mine. For my 4-pick parlay, I've got Shakir for 50+ receiving yards. He's had his lowest game so far this year was 42. So that feels gettable. And it was week 1.
Yeah.
Then I've got James Cook for 75+ rushing receiving. So pretty much the
Hey,
exact
there we
same one
go.
you have.
Same thing.
I don't I don't have the half in there
Okay, that's not going
like
to
you do.
matter. We know it's not going to matter.
I've got Josh Allen for 2+ passing touchdowns.
Okay.
And then my final pick is Lamar Jackson for 50+ rushing yards, which the lowest he's rushed this year is 42, and that was in week, I believe it was week 2.
Yeah, last week
Other
he
than
went
that, he's
kind of
rushed over that.
nuclear.
Other than that, he's gone over that in both games. So I could have gone 40+, but it was much less money, so I didn't want to do it. I took 50+, especially since the Bills are kind of middle of the pack against the run. So I feel like he'll be able to do his thing. That's plus 1,000 for this parlay.
Okay. Nice. I like it. 2 good 4-pick parlays for you guys there at home, following along, watching it, trying to either bet with us or fade us. Next, we got our touchdown scores out.
Yes, we do.
And last week was a great week when we took that Bills game. We hit a lot of touchdown scores, a lot of points in that
So
game,
good.
and it wasn't even Jags players. Like it was just all Bills. They scored whenever they wanted to. 6 drives down the field, 6 touchdowns, and it was a different person each time.
Yep.
That's what you really want to see. You don't want to see these games like the first week with the Eagles. They have Saquon score 3, and then you have James Cook score 3,
Yep.
and then you have Alvin Kamara score 4. Like that doesn't help us because
Yep.
for the most part we're not taking somebody to score 2 or 3. We're taking singles. So just be a good quarterback, be a good teammate, be a good friend. Spread the love. Somebody already got a touchdown. Don't look his way again for the rest of the game. Just give it to somebody else, and so on and so forth. But for this game, I'll jump into mine first. I got Derrick Henry. He's at minus 150. I don't normally do this, by the way. I don't know if you guys watching know this. I know that Al does, but I don't take players that are minus money unless I feel really good about them because I don't. I like to get a little bit more bang for my buck, get a little bit spicier with it. So yeah, we got Derrick Henry at minus 150. Love the pick, love the play against the Bills. Bills do have a good run defense, but I don't really care that much. Like Alan was saying, kind of middle of the pack. I like Derrick Henry. You can't stop him. He is the the unstoppable, the
He's the king.
anomaly.
He's the
Exactly,
king.
he's the king. Next, we got Josh Allen, anytime touchdown. Love that at plus 135. We're following that up with Lamar Jackson at plus 180. I like both the quarterbacks to run to the end zone this game.
Jackson's plus 150, you said?
180.
180.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
And then our next one is James
And then
Cook
you
at
reach.
no James Cook at plus 140. I had to
Okay.
throw him in there because he's in the parlay. Uh, None of my guys were at plus 200 this week, which is a shock. I normally have at least one guy over, plus 200. But like you said, we do have a
Right.
reach of the week. We always do a reach of the day. I guess it would be reach of the game. We got Isaiah Likely at plus 350. I like the Bills to play good
Likely.
defense against Mark Andrews, and I like Isaiah Likely to be one-on-one coverage, throw it into the end zone. There you go. Fast, big tight end, gets the ball, gets the job done. He's a plus 350, 3.5 times your money out the door. Like,
Dang, you gave us freaking 5 touchdown scores.
I only gave you, yeah, I gave you five. Normally I'll do 3-1, but I like this game. We both like the over. We think there's gonna be a lot of points. There's a lot of there is more guys to look at too. If you guys want to go and do a little bit of research on your own, just go look at people that have scored touchdowns and really look into this game because there's a lot of good lines out there for touchdown scores for like the second and third stringers.
Right. So I took 3. I tend to just take 3. I don't
Yeah.
go as crazy as Matt would have taken 3 and 4, and then I add a super hard reach. I'm not trying to do that. So I took 3. I've got James Cook at plus 135 on DraftKings, which if you guys are playing different books, FanDuel has him at 150, so you should play FanDuel. And that's why you should always, if you're able to, in the state you're in, play multiple books because you can find better lines if you just shop around, and that's how we as the sports bettors beat the book. We get edges on books by playing different books and having multiple books available to us. So anyway, I like James Cook for a touchdown. I like Isaiah Likely, which on DraftKings is plus 275 and on FanDuel is plus 350 like Matt said. And then my third one is Dalton Kincaid at plus 190. He did have a touchdown last and at almost plus 200 it feels like a good thing, and I think Kincaid's going to finally start getting going. I think it took a while for Josh to find him, for Josh to look his way, but I think the floodgates have kind of maybe opened, and that's my hope. And so
Yeah.
I got Kincaid Likely, the 2 tight ends that are like the underrated studs for the team, and then I've got James Cook because James Cook's just been a cash cow so far this year.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I like those a lot too. I mean, I don't think you can really go wrong with touchdown scores in this game. We'll see. Maybe it's going to be James Cook and Derrick Henry, and they're just both going to have 3 touchdowns. But that would suck for us. But I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't see it. The Ravens are too good against the run to let Henry. So Josh is going to be throwing the rock in this game. The Ravens, they're the number 1 run defense so far this year for yards allowed, and they're not going to just be like, oh yeah, it's King Henry, go ahead, just run. That's not going to be a thing. So Josh is going to throw for a lot of yards, which is why your bet on him taking him on the over on passing yards is not a bad deal, especially if the Ravens start with the ball and can get a lead. Josh is going to have to throw.
Mm-hmm.
Just if the Ravens can get the ball and force the Bills to play catch up, you're over on Josh's passing.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to hit. It's not. It's not going to be a challenge. If the Ravens take a lead in this game and can kind of hold it, like you were
Yep.
saying, for a little bit, Josh is going to hit that 230 pretty easily. I think we've seen him
They don't
do
even
it
have to
all
hold it for a
year.
little bit. They just need to start with the ball, get a lead, and then every time the Bills score, when they get the ball back, score again. That's the game.
Yeah, and that's going to have to be the game plan too. Like you need a lot of points to be able to beat this Bills juggernaut of a team. So,
And
but
Harbaugh knows that.
yep. But it's going to be an exciting game. Like we said, we're both hoping that it's high scoring. We think it's going to be high scoring. So, with that being said, that's all we got for you guys for Sunday Night Football. Uh, Anything else to add there, Al?
I think I'll just jump in and do a quick recap on what our picks were for the game. So Matt and I were both in lockstep with the over and the plus 2.5 on the Bills, simply because, like we said earlier, if you guys were paying attention, the Bills are a juggernaut and they've been beating everybody by a lot. So I think we both like the Ravens. I love the Ravens, but I can't turn away from plus points with the Bills in this situation. On our head-to-head, which we do keep track of, we're both on the over. For our 4-pick parlays, Matt's at plus 990. I'm at plus 1,000. So basically the same. Matt has Josh Allen to go over his passing yard numbers of 232.5. He has James Cook for rushing and receiving at 75.5. He has James Cook for a touchdown. And then he has Henry, who's Derrick
Derek,
Henry at 80 plus rushing and receiving. I was like, which Henry are we talking about?
yeah.
And then on my side of things, for my 4-pick parlay, I've got Khalil Shakir at 50 plus receiving yards, James Cook at 75 plus rushing and receiving, Josh Allen to throw 2 touchdowns, and Lamar Jackson to rush for 50 plus yards.
Yep. And that's that. Those are our parlays for the game. That's how our game picks, how we think the game's going to go, and yeah, I mean, other than that, enjoy Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning. Depending on which side of the coast you're on. Uh, Enjoy the Sunday night game. Enjoy Thursday coming up here pretty soon. I mean, by the time this video even gets out, it'll be over. So enjoy that, and then yeah, stay tuned for our
Yeah,
Monday
it'll
videos.
yeah.
But stay tuned for our Monday night games. We got another doubleheader this weekend. That'll be a fun one to jump into. And then after that, we got our weekly recap video coming out too. So just stay tuned for all the content that we're pumping out. We're doing everything in our power to be able to upload a video every day and get you guys as much knowledge as we can feed you guys, and also just give ourselves a chance to just talk about football, the sport that we both love. So without further ado, that's
Well,
it.
and we've been winning. We've been winning, Matt. We've been winning.
Exactly. So I mean that always helps. But I mean
Always.
we don't have to brag about it. We can try to stay humble.
I mean, we might as well.
I mean I guess we are sitting down though. That's what they say. Be humble. Sit down. That's what we're doing.
Sit
So
down. Be humble.